Hello folks, welcome to another current affairs live where we will be discussing. Today we will be going through with the July month current affairs. Okay, this is the same drill. Okay, so I want you guys to be as present as possible, which means let it be a two-way communication rather than just me talking. Alright, the whole point of live is the same thing, so that we can have an engaging conversation. Alright, let's get started. Today we will be starting with your July month current affairs. Okay. Now I hope that you guys will make sure it's a two-way conversation. Alright, let me see. Okay, let's get started. Like I told you, this is July month current affairs is what we are discussing. Okay. So, one thing, again, the whole point of doing this current affairs in the live is so that if you have any ideas or if you have any particular topics that you want us to discuss, or what, basically we are trying to give you a platform where you will be able to voice out what do you want from us, first thing. And second thing, see, what is the point of current affairs we are doing? UPSC perspective, right? Strictly UPSC perspective. So, when we are reading this current affairs from UPSC perspective, we should also be able to see what is the possibility of this particular question coming in your mains, interview or prelims. If so, how are we supposed to prepare? If so, what might be the questions? Yes, on the same terms. Okay. The first topic that we will be discussing today is your illegal coal mining. Okay. And this is a big issue in India. We will see as to why, where, what. Okay. This is a possible, if a mains question is asked, the possibility of it being asked is like this. Let us see what the question is. How prevalent is illegal coal mining in India? Look at this, the key word is illegal. Okay. Understand, coal mining happens in India. Okay. But illegal coal mining also happens in India. This is a menace. Why we are telling menace is because this leads to loss of lives. Okay. This leads to loss of lives. Now you may ask, if it is leading to loss of lives, then why are people doing it? That also we will discuss. Okay. So, how prevalent is illegal coal mining in India, and what are the legal frameworks dealing with it? Okay. That is one of the main issues that we will be discussing about. What factors contribute to the persistence of illegal coal mining despite these frameworks, and what can be done to minimize it? Possibility is a 15-mark question. One main thing, look at this. The question, the way they are asking is, first thing they are telling, there is something called as illegal coal mining. Okay. They are mentioning there is something called as illegal coal mining which is present in India. Yes. Alongside this, okay, as the name itself states, it is illegal, right. So, which is something against the law. When there is something against the law, then you also have to make in a law to make sure you do not cross the law. Understanding? So, there are laws to prevent it. First, illegal coal mining is present in India. Then we have to put in laws to prevent it. Understanding? Now, look at this. The second part. What factors contribute to the persistence? Meaning, despite this, despite laws being there to prevent it, there is still continuation. Despite this, there is continuation. That is what they say, persist. There is still persisting, it is still continuing. Yes, if you have laws, yes, What is the whole point? You tell, you're not supposed to do this, then they're not supposed to do, but that is not happening, right? It is still continuing, it is still persisting. Understanding? Now, that is what they ask. What factors contribute to the persistence of illegal coal mining despite these frameworks? Understanding? And what measures can be taken to minimize it? So, it is about the 3 P's we will be discussing here mainly. What is it? Illegal coal mining, it is present. We will see why. Yes. Second, what are the legislations that are there to prevent it? Despite it there, why is it persisting or continuing? Okay. This is what we should be addressing in the topic, and this is what your answer also will require. Okay. This is more of a holistic question. First and foremost, illegal coal mining or coal mining. See, coal mining was nationalized in India post independence. Yeah. Before even nationalizing the coal mining has been happening in India. Okay. Now, when this coal mining is happening in India, give me a second, there is a technical thing, let me just check it. Just give me few minutes to resolve this technical issue. Okay. Guys, are you able to see what I have written? Okay. Some of you have pointed out. Alright. So, what we are talking about is the 3 P's, which speaks about, yeah, the coal, illegal coal mining being present in India. Okay. The laws which are there to prevent it. Despite that laws, okay, there is a prevalence seen with respect to illegal coal mining continuing. So, let us catch up on where we were. What is it? Illegal coal mining. Okay. See, as we were talking about, before nationalization, okay, before nationalization in your post-independent India also, before that we have been carrying out coal mining. Understanding? See, it is a very simple thing. There is a commodity, okay, which if you sell, you will end up getting some money. Yes. Now, whenever, whatever, wherever that commodity is, if it is earning money, okay, people tend to exploit the resources. Few people for very large selfish gains, few people to just meet their day-to-day demands, hand-to-mouth existence. So, coal mining, or in fact even for that matter illegal coal mining, is also not a very new concept to us. Okay. It has been prevalent since before independence, since before your British. Okay. So, it is not a very new concept. Understanding? So, to answer the first part of the question, is illegal coal mine, okay, Illegal coal mining, is it present in India? Yes. How prevalent is it? Very much. Now can you guys see it? A small technical difficulty, guys, don't mind. Okay, we'll resume back in just few minutes. The power cut these days are crazy. Dear God, the amount of disturbances that we are having, so many disturbances to our current affairs class. Okay, I think this is the last set of disturbance. Hope so, fingers crossed. Okay. Alright, let's resume back. Okay, because we've kept having on and off, yeah, it might not have had a continuity. Alright, so we'll do one thing, we'll start from the beginning. What say? Yes? Why is the eraser taking so long? This is gonna take forever. Yep. Alright, anyways. Okay, fine. I'll start it from the beginning. Okay. India's illegal coal mining problem. Okay. The possible question is, how prevalent is illegal coal mining in India and what are the legal frameworks dealing with it? Okay. Meaning, what have we understood by now? There is illegal coal mining in India. Yes. So, we are talking about the fact that illegal coal mining is present in India. What are the legal frameworks to deal with it? What laws etc. are there which is there to prevent the illegal coal mining? Okay. The next part of the question, what factors contribute to the persistence of illegal coal mining? Okay, meaning it is continuing despite the fact that, okay, yeah, it is continuing despite the fact that there are laws there to prevent it and still it is continuing. Why? Okay. The fourth part, what can be done to minimize it? Okay. Again, we can't just say, you put more laws, because laws are there and still it is continuing, right. So, we have to suggest some other measures alongside this to prevent it, fine. So, we will be discussing about the 3 P's. It is a very holistic question, and also this will cover the entire arena about your illegal coal mining. So, the 3 P's that we will be discussing today is the present, which means yes, illegal coal mining is present, and how much. Okay, is it present? It is very much. How much is it present? It is very much it is present, which means how prevalent, meaning it is very prevalent, which means too much occurrences are seen. Okay. What laws are there, okay, which are there to prevent these kind of illegal, okay, coal mining, and why is it still persisting, that is still continuing, fine. Again, like we were discussing, your coal mining is not a very new concept, okay. We have been having this since very long time, since before even your independence, yeah. So, either coal mining or illegal coal mining, both are not a very new concepts to India, okay. So, post independence, what happened with respect to your coal mining is, see now we are using this term, no, illegal coal mining, yeah. We are using this illegal coal mining. Why are we calling something as illegal? Is because the post your independence, okay, India nationalized coal mining in 2 phases, okay. We will see on what aspect, why, on what are the 2 stages, etc. Alright. The nationalization occurred in 2 phases. First is something that will be used in the steel industry, that was in your 1971-72 period. The next is non-coking coal mines in your 1973. We also have an act, Coal Mines Nationalization Act, which means it is the property of the government. Understood? Now, illegal mining is widespread in India. That this is addressing the first part of the question. Okay, the first part of the question, almost it is like this is present. Yes. How big of an issue is this? If you have to deal with an issue, you first have to know the depth, or you have to know what could be the possible impact. Okay, that is what we are doing it. First and foremost, okay, where is this illegal coal mining carried out? Okay, it is mostly in abandoned mines or shallow coal seams. Okay, abandoned coal mines meaning, understand it, first it was being used, okay, later they ended up closing it. Okay, or other one, the other possible scenario is where it is very shallow, which means people, you know this thing called as rat hole mining, yeah, where they dig through, okay, small tunnels and try to go access coal from these places. Again, why are exactly people mining this coal? Now, I am assuming you can see what is written on the board, yeah, can you, or shall I increase the thickness further more? Okay, why? Simple, it is a commodity or a good, okay, it is a commodity or a good which earns you income. Okay, it's a commodity or a good, when sold earns you an income. Now, this income is where the difference lies. See your coal mafia, okay, people who are doing it in a very larger extents, okay, for their own selfish interests or self-serving interests. Again, see, selling something which is said it is illegal is for self-interest only, but there is varying degrees in it. The first one is your coal mafia, self-serving interest, etc. Right? The second one, okay, is because of people. You see, coal mines. Yeah, people who are selling coal, etc., have set up industries, are making huge amount of money. Mafias on one side. All these people are there. But the people in the coal mining area, okay, there you see prevalence of poverty, unemployment, hunger, starvation, okay, hand to mouth existence. So there is another section which sells this coal for poverty and unemployment. Both are not same. This and this scenario is not same. It's entirely different. Understanding? Very, very different. When we speak, why is government not doing anything to curb this menace? See, this illegal coal mining as a topic has come up in parliament a lot of times. Yeah, it's come up a lot of times in parliament. It's not like they've been completely mute about it. No, it has come up in parliament. But the thing is, this falls under the purview of law and order issue. Okay, this falls into the ambit of law and order issue, which comes under the jurisdiction of state. So, which is why a union government, okay, has said that yes, it comes under the law and order, which is jurisdiction of state, so which falls into the jurisdiction of state. Okay. So, this is the issue with who is not taking responsibility. Is it central government, is it state government, union government? So, this is the purview of that. Understanding? One important thing that we have to see, okay, is we said yes, union government, state government, whose jurisdiction it comes, etc. One very important thing about all this is your National Green Tribunal. Okay, has put a blanket ban on rat hole mining. Okay, especially in your Meghalaya regions. Okay, see, as the name states, look at the size of it. Rat hole, that's why this gets this name, rat hole mining. See, first understand few things, yeah, your illegal coal mining, yeah, etc. We kept discussing, we discussed where does it happen, we discussed whose jurisdiction, okay, that is your union government or state government ka jurisdiction. One main thing we also discussed is which sectors carry it, which means your coal mafia, and also your common people who are affected by your poverty, unemployment, hunger, starvation, where it is merely hand to mouth existence. Yeah. Let's say, okay, if we allow, okay, if we allow this illegal mining, what is the repercussion? Why are we? What is the repercussion? Why should it not be allowed? This raises two questions. See, first and foremost, time and again this illegal mining comes into picture, coal mining into picture, is because of the amount of lives lost. Oh, understand this common, just from this picture try to make out. Look at the size of the hole. Yeah. As the name states, it is a rat hole mining. When the people who enter into these mines, yeah, to collect coal, first and foremost they inhale toxic fumes. Okay. They are exposed to poisonous substances. They are exposed to lead, mercury. Okay. What is it? They are exposed to lead, mercury, which leads to acute poisoning. Understanding? And most times they enter without any safety gears. See, this also in two versions we can see. In the first case, when I told you, okay, this coal mafia etc., they try to take over this. So, when they want to make sure allow people to go in, they do not even give the instructors, okay, or the people who are in charge, they do not even end up giving safety equipments for them. No proper safety equipments or gears. The second thing, when we discussed, when people carry it out because of poverty, hand to mouth existence, do you think if they had enough to afford for the safety gear, they would be risking their lives to do that? Yes. So, in both these cases, countless lives are lost. Why? Simple, safety gear is not there. So, this becomes a huge menace to the lives that is lost. Understanding? And which is one of the reasons why, okay, one of the reasons why this illegal coal mining has to be stopped. Okay. What are the fatalities or the death rate? Okay. First and foremost, why is death occurring or why are the lives lost? Absence of safety equipment and protocols, like we discussed. Higher risk of respiratory issues, inhaling coal dust and exposed to higher levels of mercury and lead. Understanding? This all ends up causing, okay, acute poisoning in most cases, and it is fatal in majority of the times. Again, the jurisdiction we have discussed, okay. Time and again, okay. Largely affected area, your eastern belt, northeastern areas, your activists, okay. Your activists are claiming that the coal mafias, okay, are first of all exploiting the environment and second of all risking countless lives, and they have political backing or they have the political support which is somewhat causing a hindrance in closing down the illegal mines. Understanding? Clear up until here? Any doubts? Anything you didn't understand? Okay. We'll move ahead to the next topic. Typhoon. Okay, I am not going to pronounce the name, I am just going to leave it at it's a typhoon. Typhoon Gemi. There I said it, I went ahead with it. Typhoon Gemi, okay, look at the name. This has recently come in news, okay, is because it brought huge amount of destruction, okay, and this affected areas of your China, Taiwan and Philippines, okay, and in the form of this Typhoon Gemi is one of the strongest typhoons that is witnessed. Understanding? We will see where exactly what happened. This is the picture of a typhoon. Okay. The areas affected, first in Philippines, see, yes, the typhoon affected these 3 areas I told. Where and how exactly they affected, that we will have a detailed look. Okay. In Philippines, it came in the form of seasonal rains and it triggered floods and landslides, again causing destruction. Okay. Property. Okay. More than property, the lives. Okay. So, it was a huge destruction which proved, okay, challenging, because it ended up with floods and landslides. Men, money, material, lives, etc. lost. Now, with respect to China, okay, there was severe flooding seen, and also your Wenzhou city was put on high warning for your rainstorms. Understanding? Now, in Taiwan, we witnessed the case of severe flooding because of Typhoon Gemi. Clear? Clear up until here? Because we are on that same topic, we will discuss, okay, your tropical cyclones. Okay. What are your tropical cyclones? They are violent storms, okay, which originate over, okay, they originate over the oceans in tropical areas and move towards coastal areas. Yep. One more thing is, in the northern hemisphere, they tend to circulate in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now, we will see tropical cyclones is a very important topic from your static as well as current affair perspective in your geography. We will see tropical cyclone in India as to where it affects, okay, where it affects, understanding what are the relief measures, understanding, and because we are speaking about the cyclone, what is the type of cyclone and what are the stages of a cyclone, what is the impact of this cyclones, okay, and what measures are taken. Okay, all this will have a look. Okay, this will be a very holistic thing for your answer as well as your current affairs. Understanding? No. The main thing is we begin with the characteristics of your tropical cyclone. Okay, we are now discussing about your tropical cyclone. Fine. First thing is main, it causes large scale destructions. Okay, very violent winds, heavy rainfalls, and we also witness a lot of storm surges. Okay. Now, this is the example of your tropical cyclone. Okay. See now more if you see the origin. Okay. India is a peninsula. Yes, 3 sides were covered by water. The prevalence of tropical cyclone is more prevalent in the eastern side compared to western side, meaning Bay of Bengal is more prone to your tropical cyclones over Arabian Sea. Understanding? Clear up until here? We will move ahead. If you see the occurrence, it is usually from May to June and October-November seasons. Okay. We discussed Bay of Bengal is more prevalent to tropical cyclones over your Arabian Sea. Why? Because of high sea surface temperature, understanding, low vertical shear winds and mainly moisture in the middle layers of atmosphere. Meaning, assume it like this, ocean surface, yeah, ocean surface, hot water keeps on rising, precipitating, that is evaporating. Evaporation keeps on taking place. It rises up, okay. When it rises up, it forms clouds, it releases in the form of precipitation. So, the heat channel, okay, keeps on circulating. Alright, the heat channel keeps on circulating. Okay, one main contribution to all of this is your sea surface temperature, the beginning point. Understanding? Like I told you, the temperature is in excess of 26 to 27 degrees Celsius, and also for the formation it ends up initially in the form of cumulus cloud formation. Fine. Now let's just move ahead. We have now discussed in what condition it is formed. Now the formed cyclone, okay, what are the characteristics about it? There are three parts to a cyclone, okay, especially the tropical cyclone. There are three parts. One of the significant contributing feature of something to be called a tropical cyclone means it is the eye of the cyclone, okay. What do you mean by this? This zone, the eye of the cyclone, okay, this is what we are talking about. The eye of the cyclone is usually in the zone where it is like warm temperature, low atmospheric pressure and clear skies. Understanding? The prevalence of eye is a very signifying feature of a tropical cyclone. Clear? Now, the second important feature about your cyclone is your eye wall. This is a very much destructive, okay, part of the cyclone and also the most dangerous one, where we have the strongest of winds, heaviest of rainfalls, okay, and we have huge connective clouds which are rather heavier, okay. What do I mean by that? See, if this is the eye of the cyclone, this becomes, okay, eye wall. This, okay, this is what I told, the dense clouds also, okay. This eye wall is where it is extremely destructive, okay. Quite contrary to that, your eye is rather calmer compared to your eye wall, which is very, very destructive. Understanding? The third part, okay, the third part is your rain bands, these bands. Understanding? All these three, eye wall and rain bands, are what constitutes a tropical cyclone, okay. Now, what are we doing to manage these tropical cyclones in India? Okay. First and foremost, the natural disasters, the loss, it costs us 2% of our GDP, which is a huge loss, especially for a developing democratic nation, okay, which is a populous, which means our population, we are almost on the twin sword. Yes, one side we have a significant portion of the richest people in India, and also on the other side we have a low HDI index, we have deaths due to starvation, hunger, yeah, we have that also on the same side. Your meteorological department, okay, is the nodal agency for early warning of cyclone and floods, okay, EWS, early warning system, okay. All this nodal agency is your meteorological department. We'll just see what acts, is there any force, okay, which is constituted for, okay, your natural disasters. That is NDMA, which is Natural Disaster Management Authority, which has prepared a guideline on management of cyclone, okay. So, we do have a specified set of guidelines as to measures, course of action, remedies, okay, post affected area, okay, what are to be done. Understanding? We have National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project, okay. This is a very important thing from your exam perspectives. This is launched by your Home Ministry, and main thing is it is to upgrade your forecasting, tracking and warning system, okay, and it is to be dispersed to your states, that is early warning system, so that the impact, the reason of this is simple, the impact, see, you can't reduce or you can't have any direct say in the matter of natural disasters, but natural disasters can't be avoided, but the impact of the natural disasters, now that we have a say in, for that we have a work to do, okay. The countless amount of lives that is to be lost can be prevented through how? Through forecasting, tracking and warning, okay. So, mainly early warning system. Understanding? We also have a National Disaster Response Force who's been doing a wonderful job, okay, in trying to make sure, okay, if at all, if it hits, how to rescue operation, like the previous one we spoke about, right. We also have a National Disaster Response Reserve, okay. This is reserve fund in case of emergency for immediate need. Understanding? This is for immediate need. On the same topic, we will speak about what does humid heat mean. See, when you say this word humid, okay, understand it, it is hot, okay, but at the same point of time, the evaporation is in such a manner that the air is not dry, okay, the air is very moist, okay, because of which you do not see dryness happening sooner, rather it is very sticky, okay, it is very sticky, your clothes won't dry easily. You will witness this largely in coastal areas, especially, okay, areas which are very close by to your water bodies. Understanding? Quite contrary to your humid heat is your dry heat, okay, which has, okay, there is dryness in the air, there is no stickiness, okay, evaporation happens properly. Okay. Alright, and this is very much prevalently seen in areas of minimal precipitation, minimal rainfall. Yes. The next topic that we will be discussing about is your cabinet committees. Okay. Now, look at the name itself, cabinet committees. Understanding? It is a subset of your union cabinet, okay. It comprises of union ministers, but it comprises of select few union ministers. If all the union ministers you will put in, what is it called? Council of Ministers, COM. If you are going to put all the union ministers in, no, it is a selection of few ministers from the Council of Ministers who form your cabinet committees, and largely from this Council of Ministers also you have something called as cabinet ministers. What is the difference, Council of Ministers and cabinet ministers? The important portfolios. Defense, Home Ministry, Finance Ministry. Yes. So, your important portfolios are your cabinet ministers. Among them, few select ministers are your members of cabinet committees. Understanding? Clear up until here? Any doubts, anything you didn't understand? Make sure you write down up until here. Clear? Shall we move ahead? Now, what is the point of these cabinet committees? Okay. Main thing is to streamline decision making by delegation. Okay. Which means, see, when you say, consider it like this. One huge chunk of work you will give it to one person, he will take forever to finish it, but at the same point of time divide the work into smaller pieces, okay, and put expert people to deal with it. That is more efficient than one person sitting and trying to grind and do the entire work, which will lead to excessive delays. But whereas when you do this, it's much more efficient, and also you get expert and topic expertise. When people are trying to do that, it's more fast, it's more efficient, it's more timely, and also they get expert, okay, advice in that, and also most importantly, okay, the work is done in a set timely manner. Understanding? So, this is what they mean, streamline decision making, okay, and delegating the responsibility among the groups specializing in economic affairs, security, parliamentary affairs and political matters. Okay. The main area of topics that your cabinet committees deal with. Okay. When this way it is done, they make sure that, okay, it is very efficient in handling complex issues which need okay, detailed consideration of things, that is they need to see in various aspects, okay. Whereas if one person is going to be doing all of those decisions, then it is going to be, you can assume, not much, that is I am telling, there is a potential for not much of the viewpoints or various complexities cannot be addressed. Whereas it is in this way, you have again the potential is very larger, where you will analyze the nuances, complicated strands, and especially for a large democratic country like India, this is very much needed, don't you think so? And one more main thing, the principle it operates is on division of labor, okay. That is a very, very important concept with respect to your cabinet committees. What are the type of cabinet committees? Standing committee, ad hoc committee. Standing committee is more of a permanent nature, okay, which means it is always there. Ad hoc committees is more of temporary in nature, okay. They come in for a task, okay. Once the task is done, it is disbanded. Understanding? Moving ahead, what are the features of your cabinet committees? They are extra constitutional, and the membership, all the members are appointed by a prime minister. Usually most of the committees, okay, most of the cabinet committees, except two committees, I will tell you what are those, except those two committees which are all chaired by your prime minister, and also the membership of all the committees, okay, is somewhere largely seen is with your home minister. Understanding? Like we discussed, home minister is a member of all the other cabinets, prime minister chairs the committees except the committee on accommodation and committee on parliamentary affairs. Understanding? Clear up until here? Okay. What are the challenges? Okay. What are the challenges of these cabinet committees that we have been facing? Alright. First and foremost, while we are discussing, we said it is supposed to be very fast. It is supposed to be because when you are speaking about division of labor, the whole point is telling division of labor is to make sure that your work is more concurrent, and also it is in a timely manner it is finished. Yes, that is why it is done. But whereas even in this we are experiencing delays. Why we are experiencing delays is because again too much centralized decision making, okay, and we do observe scenarios of inefficiency, conflict, and we said yes, expertise is involved, expert advice is received, somewhere it is getting diluted is because of its secrecy. Meaning what? Because of its secrecy, it is not being able to be open as to yes, this is what I am doing, this is the decisions we are taking. We would appreciate what the viewpoints are. For example, we have MyGov platform where citizens' opinions etc. are taken. But the same way when it comes to higher orders, okay, there is a dilemma between secrecy versus transparency, secrecy versus openness. Okay, this dilemma leads to, okay, not being able to open up the decision making to involve experts, that is subject experts, topic experts, and also involve the stakeholders into this. Yes, again this makes it nothing but more of a centralized, which defeats the purpose of having a cabinet committee, doesn't it? And also one more thing is, active collaboration is not seen. Okay, an active collaboration among different societies, again the stakeholders. Now if you see, if you want to take a decision on something, there are multiple stakeholders, right? You have NGOs, civil society, yes, your institutions such as be it your private body, okay, or including your think tanks, okay. These are not involved in these things, which makes it, again, the whole point which was created, the whole point of creating cabinet committees somewhere gets defeated here. Clear up until here? Any doubts? Anything you didn't understand? Please once go through the slide and comment if there is any issue, anything you didn't understand. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes of time. Just take your time. Tell me what is it that you have understood, not understood. Comment it down in the comment section. I will address it for you. Done? Clear up until here? Alright. Let us get into the next topic. Okay. This is the draft bill. Okay. This is a draft bill introduced by Karnataka, which is for your gig workers, otherwise called as Social Security and Welfare Bill. Okay. Now this is still in draft stage, okay, it is not yet become an act. This is, that is, protection for the gig workers. On this topic, the first state to introduce a bill was your Rajasthan, second is your Karnataka. Okay. Now what is a gig worker? Understand it this way. Now when you say employee, employer, okay, the relationship is in a manner that, okay, I am going to hire you to perform these activities in my organization. For that you will be receiving amount, okay. That could be on a permanent basis, temporary basis, but you are hiring that person out of some contract. But when you say gig workers, it is outside the traditional norm of your employer-employee relationship, okay. Now these gig workers, that is, they work for that particular chore, okay. Now these gig workers, when they use online platforms, they are called as platform workers, and when they do not use online platform, they are called non-platform workers. Understanding? This is very important to know. Now, why exactly this gig workers के लिए this protection is needed? If you see, mainly, okay, with the increasing gig workers and the fact that they are outside the employer-employee relationship, they are very easy to replace, which means they are very easy to get terminated. Yes, which means the security of them. When we say security, the social security, the job security, all of those are compromised. Yes, which puts them at a higher risk. Yes, to deal with that, this bill is introduced. Okay, what are the key features of this bill? Okay, first of all, it mandates contracts between aggregators and gig workers, that is the employers and employees. They are not typical or your traditional version of employer-employee, the one who wants to get the work done. Okay, so basically they have certain set of contracts. Why? Because they serve as a list of grounds for your termination. Understanding? One main thing is this: you cannot terminate a worker without valid reasons provided in writing for at least 14 days notice period. Okay, so somewhere we have been seeing prevalent scenarios where they have become too replaceable. Okay, which means they have been, the gig workers ka condition has been almost taken advantage of. Okay, the whole point of bringing this bill is to ensure a fair treatment for the workers. Okay, how are they trying to do that? One main thing is the aggregators are required to make payment to the gig workers at least on weekly basis, and your gig workers have the right to refuse gigs or work. Understanding? A welfare fund will be contributed. Okay, and for that both your union and state governments will also provide for this welfare fund. Okay, this is basically to make sure the gig worker is not left hanging and drying. Understanding? But there are certain issues that we do observe, okay, especially with this gig working. Limited benefits and protection compared to your conventional formal sectors. Okay, here you do not have your holidays, maternity. Okay, it almost feels very unregulated. Okay, highly volatile market. Okay, and there is a lack of effective remedy, and main thing, there is no right to collective bargaining, which puts them at the mercy of the aggregator. Okay, another thing we do observe is your poor working conditions and delay in the implementation. The measures suggested is, see, when your gig economy is increasing, okay, we do have to evaluate how big it is and how impact it is having on the people's life. And second thing is making regulations related to gig economy. See, like we said in the beginning of this bill itself, not many states, and again handful of states, Rajasthan has introduced the bill, still in bill stage, and second state to introduce the bill is Karnataka. So it is a very long way to go ahead in this front. Okay. So if this comes ahead, okay, a lot of regulation could be seen which would at least aid and help the gig workers. Understanding? I hope you have enjoyed the topic. Okay. This is brought to you by your faculty Sushma ma'am. If you have liked our content, okay, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel and share it along with your friends. Thank you.